GTA 6 is on the horizon. It's coming soon, and there's a lot of great areas in GTA 5 that we're gonna really miss down the line. In this video, we're gonna check out our favorite areas of the map that we just have so many good memories in, and I bet 5, 10, even 20 years down the line, this video is gonna be something we're really happy to look back at, so we can actually be like, oh, I remember this cool area. I used to play it in GTA 5. This is what this video is for. The first location is gonna be the beach. I feel like this area is gonna be a favorite for tryhards just because a lot of people like to 1v1 each other at the beach, but for me it's for other reasons. So I really like just going on jet skis with friends and just doing these jumps right here on these sprunk ramps. One of the more nostalgic memories I have is just taking these jet skis right next to the shore and completing this little course with these jumps. It's a very simple activity, but it was very fun. Another very nostalgic area is actually the pier. Let's head over there real quick. It's right next to here. It's technically the same area, so we're just gonna include it in one. I would take a random online player in a vehicle, and then right before I drive off, I would jump out of the vehicle and they would just go crashing into the ocean like that. It was a very simple troll to do, but I really enjoyed it. I swear I've taken this roller coaster like barely 10 times ever in the whole existence of GTA 5. I rarely actually go on this roller coaster, let alone this Ferris wheel. I've rarely ever gone on this Ferris wheel. Very nice area indeed. I remember doing a few very fun car shows in this parking lot as well. It's a pretty cool spot for a car show, I have to say. If you haven't done that, make sure to do that. I'm really gonna miss this mask shop as well. I really hope we get a very iconic one like this one in GTA 6. What makes it even more special is it's the only mask shop in the game, so anytime you actually want to buy a new mask, you have to go to this exact location. And of course, we can't forget the actual skate park area. Now, this area isn't going to be very nostalgic for a lot of people, but it actually is for me, because in this exact spot right here next to the water, I would screenshot so many vehicles for video thumbnails. This is just a really good spot to get some screenshots of vehicles, so it's a very iconic spot for hacky video thumbnails. Now, the helipad area was also a pretty cool one. Before, players would have a lot of money and they would have like P996 lasers and oppressors and just a bunch of weaponized air vehicles. This is the best spot to get an air vehicle, so you can actually fly around the city because helicopters would always spawn here. The airport was such a fun spot. There were so many times I would just mess around with friends in this area, and specifically on the runways as well. I would do so many drag races with friends and just random online players. This specific runway was so freaking cool to do drag races in. I really like this airport. I hope we have an even cooler airport in GTA 6, but it's safe to say this airport in GTA 5 was a huge success, and I bet a lot of people watching this right now had some very good and fun times. The black private jets are also very nostalgic, and this is basically the main area they spawn in. Now, before we continue, let me actually wait for it to be daytime, so I'll see you guys once it's daytime. It is the next day now, and we are on the street that Franklin's house is on. I'd say not just this street, but this whole area where the gangs are at and all that are pretty nostalgic, and a lot of that has to do with the gangs on this corner and of course Franklin's house. Without these two, this area would be not nearly as iconic. And if we actually go to the other corner of this suburban hood area, this is actually a pretty common spot for some rare gang vehicles to spawn, so that's a big reason as well. Of course, this wasn't the friendliest area just because as soon as you take out a gun, a bunch of gang members start shooting you, but still iconic nonetheless. Let's move on to the next area, which is going to be closer to Center City. I guess you could take this one as an honorable mention, but Benny's Original Motorworks, this street and just going into Benny's was really popular when it first came out. I don't exactly remember when Benny's Original Motorworks actually came out. I want to say it's more or less like 2016, and during that time after it came out, this was iconic. After that, no one really went in this area, and then you have this little park area right over here, which we've definitely messed around with at least once. There's no player who hasn't messed around in that area for a little bit. I've probably been in at least a million times by this point, so this Los Santos Customs area is extremely iconic. Not only is this the most iconic Los Santos Customs on the map, and I feel like everyone can agree with me on this one, out of all of the Los Santos Customs shop, this is definitely the most iconic one in Center City. I've gone to this exact Los Santos Customs more than any other one, even more than the vehicle workshops I have in my properties. And on top of that, this whole area is great for car shows right here. I've done a couple cool car shows over the years and these parking spot. And besides that, this is actually a really cool drifting area too. Sometimes you would actually catch random online players just going in circles, drifting over and over and over again with friends. Then we go on to this super wealthy street. This is a beautiful street with this fairly luxurious clothing store. This is probably the clothing store I go to most in GTA Online, mainly because it looks so nice inside and it's on a very nice looking street. So overall, this street, a lot of great memories. I've been here a ton, and this is easily one of the most beautiful areas on the map, hands down. Now, this specific street I've gone through so many times, especially up to Eclipse Towers. Eclipse Towers has been in the game since the very start, if I'm not mistaken. If not since the very start, then definitely since like 2014 in the Heist update. Eclipse Towers is probably the most iconic apartment building we have in the game. The golf course is somewhere that I haven't gone enough, but is actually a very cool looking one. And surprisingly enough, playing golf in this game is actually kind of fun to do with friends. It isn't extremely realistic like some actual professional golf video games. I mean, it's built into GTA 5, and as long as you have some fun friends to play with, it's actually a good time. Of course, we also have the beautiful Playboy Mansion. This is the coolest mansion and coolest house in general in the game. These streets we have in the top left corner of the city. We have this nice looking hotel with the cool looking entrance. We got a nice pool in the back. Vinewood Hills did bring a lot of good memories. Just driving up the zigzagging roads of this area was pretty fun. Although I feel like you crash so much going up Vinewood Hills just because there's so many turns and you crash into pedestrian vehicles so often. Besides that, it's still a really nice area. And then we are gonna go up. The Vinewood sign is arguably the most iconic landmark in this whole game. It's a super clever touch by Rockstar to change it from Hollywood to Vinewood, and that's how you know it's GTA 5 instead of real life. This construction site was very nice to drive around in. It's got a pretty cool track, so I guess you could do a mini race with friends here as well, and I did do it a good couple times. It's another area that you don't go in often, but when you do, it is pretty fun. The prison does bring back a lot of memories, specifically the prison break heist. It was a very fun heist. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a great storyline. I've done a few cool races in the tracks of the windmills right here. Especially custom races are really fun, where you just have a sky platform that you drive on and then you try to dodge the windmills that are going through the platform. If you've played those, you know what I'm talking about. Another big dirt track right here that was also used in some races that I've played before. It's also pretty iconic. This is also an honorable mention. I rarely ever go here, but I've played some survival game modes in this area, and it's actually a pretty cool one. You could definitely do some cool death matches. Sandy Shores Airfield, just like LSIA, is also an iconic place for drag races. I've probably done the most drag races in LSIA, and then Sandy Shores would come in second. So many good times in this airfield, landing planes, crashing planes, and a quick mention to Sandy Shores itself. Another honorable mention to Grapeseed. It does have its own little airfield that's made of just like dirt and sand, I guess. Still a nice little tidy town. We definitely had some memories here as well. Now, the military base has a lot of memories to it. Back in the day, it was the ultimate challenge to go on this highway and try to make the jump right over here, and then actually try to get in the military base, steal a jet without dying. Then this area kind of died down a little bit, but then they added the hangars to this place, and more people actually started being here a little bit more. So the top of Mount Chiliad, I'm not gonna lie, I do not remember the first time I've ever gone on Mount Chiliad, but you might. And off-roading all the way to the top of Mount Chiliad with different trucks with friends was actually a really good time, and it definitely made you feel really rewarding. So I am gonna include this top area of Mount Chiliad as one of the most iconic places. Just for the video, let me stand on top of this platform and look through the telescope for $1. Of course, also, it's the tallest point on the map, so you can't get any taller than this on foot. You can literally see the downtown area from this far away, and we are all the way on the top of the map, and downtown is all the way over here, so you can literally see everything from up here. So the final area is gonna be Paleto Bay, by far the most northern town on the map, and when you wanted to get away from the populated people, this is usually the place you would go to. There isn't too much to do here besides, you know, arm wrestling, tattoo shop, barber shop, and a gun shop. I think there's also a bunker that you can purchase up here, but not many people actually buy it just because it's a pretty inconvenient location. unless you actually want to get away from everyone and be super far away, but still a pretty cool area. Oh, we actually got a buzzard to spawn. Overall, the GTA 5 map is an absolute masterpiece, and I really hope to watch this video in a very long time and look back at these awesome places and just remember the awesome moments I had on this game. Let me know in the comments which area is your favorite on the map and which ones you agree and disagree with me on this list. Now click the video on screen now for the ultimate every weapon kill challenge in GTA 5 Online. I hope you all enjoy that video, and peace.